force is applied to an object, okay, of mass 5 kilograms, and it says find the acceleration of the particle when t is 2. Well, let's find the force first. When t is 2, let's see what the force is. So the force will be 15 times 2 squared minus 60 times 2. Okay, so if we work that out on our calculator, it comes out to be minus 60. Okay, so that's what it is, right? It's taking it backwards, essentially, okay, in terms of this straight line, because it's a negative force. And that's okay to have a negative force. So then, in part, to actually work out the acceleration then, we need to use Newton's second law. Okay, so using Newton's second law, remember the resultant force is mass times acceleration. So the resultant force in this case is minus 60. The mass then is 5 times then the acceleration. Okay, so that's the overall effect of the force. Okay, and then to get acceleration, you just take that 5 down and divide. So that means acceleration is minus 12 meters per second squared. So what actually is happening is this is decelerating. Okay, but we'll keep it as minus 12. Okay, because it does say find the acceleration. It doesn't say find the magnitude of acceleration. If they said find the magnitude, I'd say then magnitude is 12. I'd state it as positive. But if they want the acceleration, I keep the minus in because that's telling me actually it's slowing down. Okay, so acceleration is meaning that this thing's slowing down because there's a force opposing the motion. Yeah, it's minus 60 the force is, so it's slowing it down. Hence why we have a deceleration or a negative acceleration. Part B there, it says the velocity of the particle at time t is denoted by v. Given that v is 35 and t is 0, find an expression for v in terms of t. Now, looking back to what we had with f here, okay, so f is 15t squared minus 60t. Remember then, okay, that we've got that, haven't we? Okay, using Newton's second law, right, that force is mass times acceleration. So to get the acceleration, you're going to divide that by 5. Okay, so we get a there, that becomes 3t squared, and that becomes 12t. Now to get the velocity, you just need to appreciate that acceleration is simply the rate of change of velocity, isn't it? It's measuring how velocity changes with respect to time. So dv by dt is what acceleration is. To get v then, we need to integrate. Okay, so integrate with respect to t. We'll get v this side then, and if we integrate this, we'll get our velocity. Okay, so velocity becomes then 3t cubed over 3 minus 12t squared over 2. Okay, so increase the powers by 1, divide by that new power, plus then the constant. So velocity is t cubed minus 6t squared plus c. But they do say, don't they, when t is 0, v is 35. Okay, so if you plug it in, 35 for velocity, t is 0, so you get your constant of integration worked out to be 35, so therefore you've got your velocity.